All right, Shalom Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Also want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us this truth. And as always, peace and love to the Lord's hopeful elect. Back at it with another epistle through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. All right. This is Proverbs 16 and verse 18. Pride goeth before destruction, and an haughty spirit before a fall. And it's just on my spirit to speak upon the woman. All right. Now, just the women, especially of our nation, you so-called blacks, you so-called Latinas, and you so-called Native American females of the nation of Israel, man. This is y'all all day, especially you so-called black women, man, very prideful. And the Lord is telling us through this Bible, a pride goeth before destruction. And we are prophesying via the Bible, right, via the spirit, that destruction is coming. And because this place and the inhabitants thereof, all right, which is this earth, because everyone is so prideful, especially on the western side of the earth, destruction is going to fall upon them, man. All right. And a haughty spirit before a fall. And our women are very haughty. They're very look at me, I'm better than you. Just constantly in this spirit of look at me, attention. And at this point, man, it's just exhausting. It's exhausting dealing with our women. It's exhausting dealing with the woman, period, because we do understand now that she is the weaker vessel, which means that the woman is more susceptible to getting completely ravished by these demonic spirits, man. All right. And more we see that on a daily basis. Adultery is at an all-time high. Hell, I mean, it's been going on, man. But right now with the whole internet and social media, we can see it now more than ever. Eve been doing that. All right. The woman has been weak and susceptible to those spirits and doctrines of devils, man. All right. And in verse 19, Proverbs 16 and 19, better is it to be of an humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the spoil with the proud. So these people that's balling and get into the bag and get into their riches and fame and fortune, the Bible again, which is all given by inspiration of the Lord, is telling us it is better to be humble, lowly, meek, poor. Like, all right, we don't give me neither poverty nor riches, but we rather be in want and need than to be in a state where we don't need or want anything. All right. And because that produces a prideful spirit, that produces a spirit that isn't fearing or need Yahweh Shem Shai, which will cause you to do all manners of wickedness, man, contrary to our law, the law that was given to us by Yahweh Shem Shai. You're liable to do anything if you're rich and have power. Look at Esau Edom. He is showing you that clear as day. This man got all the riches and all the power, starting with his elite. All right. All the riches and all the power, and look at what he's doing, just constantly stealing, constantly manipulating, constantly destroying, man. Just steal, kill, and destroy. That is what the enemy is doing, and it shows itself to be very, very true in real time, man. But again, better is it to be of an humble spirit with the lowly. And who are the lowly, man? All right. Hey, first and foremost, it is the remnant of the nation of Israel, the Lord's chosen people, the hopeful elect, man. All right. It is better to be humble, all right, and meek and lowly and wait on the Lord, man. That's the problem with our people. That's the problem with us as man, the creation of man, all right, is that we have especially here in Babylon the Great, the so-called United States, we have an issue with patience. Why? Because we're born into a society where things are readily available, man, especially now more than ever. The apps, the DoorDash, the Uber Eats, man. And it got to the point now, man, where you can get alcohol delivered right to your front doorstep. And then I believe if you live in a place where weed is legal, you could probably get it delivered right to your front door, man. And hey, that's the nature of convenience, man. So look at what happened when that pandemic hit. And that's why everyone's complaining now, because this place is so used to gimme, gimme, gimme when I want, when I want. I'm entitled. That if there's any type of friction, you know, to come about, people are going to revolt. They're going to freak out, and we're seeing the beginning stages of that right now with the women on social media, TikTok, etc., complaining about not being able to afford life. All right. And we're prophesying, guess what? For you so called black women, for you so called Latinas, and for you so called Native American, Indian, all right, women, we're constantly telling y'all through the spirit, guess what? This is not your rest. We are not home. This is not your kingdom. And they may have put on a great facade, all right, and make you think that this is your home and that this is your kingdom or queendom, and that you can prosper on this side and there be no issues. They may have told you that, but we're here as the men of the Lord, hopeful, you know to tell you otherwise, man. All right. And it's just getting late in the day. I love to use that phrase, late in the day. My dad used to say it all the time, and I agree though, with the spirit behind it. That means it's the last days, man. We're getting close to the end, and it's time for us to stop BSing, man. And I started this with saying, hey, pride goes before destruction, man. And the Lord is getting ready to bring. Matter of fact, the Lord said He hate a proud look, man. And man, come on, man, who's more proud looking than the infamous American woman? Oh man, especially nowadays, and especially with our people, man, with their butts and their hips and their weave and their makeup, all right, and their education and their haughtiness and their stretched forth necks, man. They got to be some of the most prideful people that are dwelling the face of the earth. They have hygiene issues. Doesn't matter. They'll just boast in it. Cardi B, if rapper, I guess, whatever you want to call her. Many guys have said, oh, her hygiene is off. She'll get on here and try to beat you to the punch. Eva try to beat you to the punch and be like, oh, my hygiene is off. It's not good. I have these issues. Oh, it was hot today. Oh, my hygiene's off. And I'm trying to keep it, from getting too vulgar, but y'all do know what I mean. That's a lack of humility. All right. The Lord can give Eve a STD to the point it's on her face, and she'll still walk around here with a haughty attitude. She can be pushing 300 plus pounds, and I ain't talking about bench press. I'm talking about walking around, on her body 300 plus, and still have these list of demands that she requires from a man. He has to be this tall, has to weigh this much, has to make this much. His rod has to be this big. And meanwhile, she stands here with none of those things. All right, 300 plus pounds. All right, and still prideful, beyond your wildest imagination. This has to stop. It's late in the day, and every man that the Lord has blessed with the spirit to be fed up with this is fed up. There's a few men out here that has a whoremongering spirit upon them, which is the same thing as a simp. All right, as a trick. All right, these guys gotta go, and they're not gonna change no matter what. They're gonna constantly put a whore, a weaker vessel upon a pedestal. They're gonna worship women, day in, day out, and they're gonna, talk crazy about you if you speak contrary to their desire of worshiping women. Everybody else at this point, look at the podcast, man. Look at what the men are saying on social media. They're complaining about the nature of the American woman. All right. People are fed up. The Lord has put His spirit upon all flesh, man. Now, some of those spirits are going to be subject to confusion and shit like that. And there's other spirits that's going to be given over, to the truth. All right. And they may not be serving Yahweh Shem Hawashai, these guys I'm referring to. But when it comes to dealing with the woman, it has been revealed unto them, it the Lord has blessed these brothers to see, you know what, there's something wrong with these women. All right. And it is something wrong with these women. They're very prideful. Why? Because they've been enabled. And I'm speaking mostly for the women that are in the United States, man. All right. And the people who follow the United States ways, man. All right. They're very prideful, very, very gimme, look at me all day, every day. And it's just to a point, especially as you get older, man. Now when you're a young man, you probably have a little bit more tolerance to deal with this shit. As we're aging in this truth, it's getting, less tolerable to even just be on the earth where this is even taking place, man. It's old at this point. How many years can we go seeing our women do the same corny ass shit? My last epistle was about how corny, this world is, man, with all the rhetoric and the bickering back and forth as it relates to politics, and the children are out of order, and this is a queendom, if you even can call it that. This is a piece of garbage, actually, you know because it could be ran so much better. But when the wicked are in rule, the people mourn, paraphrasing lightly. uh and when the righteous are ruling, the people rejoice. And that we've yet to see that the full manifestation of the righteous ruling. Because right now, what the Lord say through this Bible, the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. And we're prophesying and teaching y'all through the Spirit, Esau Edom is that wicked man that the Lord gave the earth to, man, and his descendants, man, and the people that follow his ways. And now look at us, man, to the point where our women are completely out of order. And we are, I say supposed to be, we are the children of the Lord, man. How did we get to this point? Well, we know, as starting with the men of the hopeful elect, through disobedience, starting with the men. We obeyed the Lord, and he let us have it. And we're still dealing with the repercussions of that. Don't you get it twisted, you idiots out there. Don't you get it twisted, Eve, for 1 second, to think the Lord is going to let this shit, all right, continue forever. It's not. It wasn't prophesied to go on forever. And the Lord is merciful enough, if we're doing what we're supposed to do, to put a stop to that. And guess what, man? Prophecy is already set, and the manifestation of prophecy is underway. Look at the prophets, man. All right. So you are not going to get away with this type of behavior, man. Let me go to the book of Isaiah. Isaiah 2 and verse 11. And it reads, the lofty looks of man shall be humbled. There it is again, about that humbling, man. And man, period, is puffed the hell up, man. Especially in Dubai. Especially in Russia. Yeah, especially in the USA. All right. People are just puffed the hell up, man, left and right. It ain't just the women, but the nature of a woman. She likes to be seen. She likes to be quote unquote pretty and shit like that, man. So, especially with these cameras, they always got a camera on them, always trying to put on. And it's just weak. This shit corny, man. There has to be more to life than chasing Eve. It has to be more to life than just looking good, man. And I've came into that realization, being in this truth, man. It has to be more to life than this shit. These defiled, polluted, imperfect women. I cannot wait, you understand me, to the Lord Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shai, all right, utterly destroys this place, because it's corny at this point, man. All respect to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, to my brothers that can receive what I'm saying, but this shit is corny, dealing with these people, man, dealing with Eve, and just the nature of a woman is corny, like a model walk. I was thinking about that today, like as a man. Now, we don't really care, a real man, unless you're just absolutely disgusting, all right, or absolutely offensive. A man is going to deal with a woman, trust me. It don't take a lot. That's all I'm going to say about it. What the hell is a model walk? Like, have you seen a model? Absolutely, right? The female models, and they walk with their long legs, one in front of the other, with their hands on the hip, as if that's sexy, or that weird tilt the head thing that women do when they're taking pictures, and with one leg, with their foot up, on their toes, man, with their legs slightly cocked to the side. Like, what the hell is this, man? It's just non-stop, like, look at me, this is what I think makes me pretty. And it's corny is what I'm getting at, bro. It's corny. Now, the creation of the woman isn't. All right, that was a perfect idea, if you will, or desire that the Lord put upon the earth, creating the woman. But right now she's out of order, man. She's out of order, and her whole creation is in vain right now, man. The whole creation of woman is in vain. We're producing, they're producing, right? Monsters, whores, murderers, etc., etc. They themselves are whores, hard to deal with, fierce, and these are characteristics that our brothers say would be happening upon the earth in the last days, man. Fierce, you know, despisers of good, and that is how the average woman is, especially our women in Babylon the Great. It is what it is, man. All right. Oh gosh. All right. This is the book of Sirach 10 and verse 18. And it reads, Pride was not, this is one of my favorite precepts actually. Pride was not made for men, nor furious anger for them that are born of a woman. Pride was not made for men. Why? Because we're imperfect, Eve. I talk about this all the time. You wake up with your breath crazy. You eat a great meal that you just love, that tasted amazing. Guess what? All that shit that you ate is coming right out of you. More than likely that night, or later on that day, or what have you. All right, it's gonna smell bad, it's gonna look terrible. These imperfections, all right, are the fact that we die, and the fact that we age, and just any other imperfection. You got bad toes, you know what I mean, bad teeth, your hair won't grow, you're fat, you skinny, you short, you got small ass breast, and these are all things, imperfections that are supposed to keep us humble. All right, but look at the woman. The reason why she's not humble is because she's a big ass pretender, and they have facilitated this big ass pretender the opportunity to pretend via the makeup, etc., etc. All right, the crisping pins, the fine clothing of apparel. All right, the Bible talks about this. A haughty woman should be known by her looks, man. All right, and our women are dressing like whores, leggings, freakum dresses, man, body suits and shit like that, man, all day every day. I can't really off the top of my head remember seeing women out in public, with like sundresses or a nice looking dress that she's covered up and still look good. Again, all you see is little short ass shorts, leggings, freakum dresses, and bodysuits, man. All right, and that's a very prideful spirit that our women have upon them. Again, the Lord is telling us that pride was not made for men. We're not supposed to be puffed up. Think about the little people, and I'm talking about midgets, right? And if brothers and sisters out there, be chastened by being a little person, we'll get out of here soon enough, man. May Yahweh Shema Shah be with you. All right, but uh I didn't get that chastisement, or that judgment of being a little person. So I'm gonna speak on it real brief. Like the way that the little people are. If you ever seen, I don't really watch that shit. I've seen little bits and pieces of like little people. I don't know I don't know what the damn show called. Little, I know they got the Housewives of Atlanta, but they got like a Little People of Atlanta, or Little People, or Little Johnsons. I don't know the names of these shows, but they got plenty of them concerning little people. Look at them, man. How we look at all those little people. They have their own little world. They make little children, a lot of them, they got little, the way that their houses are set up, in a certain way. And I look at them, man, you know, that's the same way the Lord look at us, how we tower over those little kids. I mean, those little people, Salakia, trying to be respectful. It's the same way, to a certain extent. The Lord looks at us, man, or the heavens look at us. We're just a bunch of little ass people arguing and fighting and committing adultery and stealing and killing from each other, and it looks crazy. Imagine if this whole earth was just a bunch of little people. Being the size that you are now, knowing the difference between a midget and a regular sized person. Imagine if we were all just like little people. It'd be a whole lot different, wouldn't it? This is why The Lord is telling us again, pride was not made for men because we're essentially just little people in relation to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. You see the point I'm getting at? We look like that. You know, how a little person, their family, their environment, their friends, a whole bunch of little people, and I base that off of the show because I don't see a lot of them in real life. But these, reality shows that they're on, and it's like, wow, it's so silly to watch them argue and fight because they seem like they should be like children, and when I first even saw the show, I was blown away. I said to my whoever I was dealing with at the time, I didn't know little people behave like this. You know what I mean? They just as bad, just as hoarse, just as haughty and loud and disrespectful as any other full size adult person, man. But again, the whole point, the reason why I brought that up was, hey man, in relation to the Lord's ways being above ours, and the Lord himself and his son just being above us, period. I mean, we're likened unto being looked at like little people in relation to the Lord. How we look at little people is how, to a certain extent, the Lord looks at us. The Lord said, the scriptures teach us, hey, the earth is the Lord's footstool. Do the math on that. Break that down and see what we're really talking about. We're nothing compared to Yahweh Shema Shai, and that is what I'm trying to convey here. Pride was not made for men because the Lord is bigger, more beautiful, stronger, faster, or the Lord Yahweh Shai, I guarantee you, and I don't even have to say that. I guarantee you he's more beautiful than any person on this earth. I guarantee you they are more beautiful than any female. Yeah, I went there, and I'm not being funny at all. Through the spirit, Yahweh Bashem Shai, more beautiful than any person, creature that we have ever seen, man. And there's some beautiful things upon this earth, man. That is why pride was not made for men. In the apocrypha, speaks about Yahushua being in the midst of his brothers during that coronation, that crowning ceremony, and how his stature was bigger than the people. I'm gonna say that quote unquote, but you know who it was. It was his brothers, and the rest of the hopeful elect, or rest of the elect surrounding Yahushua. But it spoke about his stature being greater, than his brothers, man. There it is, man. So it will behoove us to understand that there's always somebody bigger and better than us, man. So there's no need for us walking around being midgets, because we are midgets in relation to Yahweh Shema Shai, being puffed up, prideful, arguing and shit. Just like how we see those little people, how foolish it looks for them to be so little and to be dealing with all that crap, getting drunk and, with their little bodies, one ball will probably send them through the roof. All right, it's the same thing with us, man. Here we are supposed to be brothers and sisters, at least as it relates to the Israelites, all right, conducting ourselves a certain way. And it's just basic shit that we can't even figure out. Now, not the Lord's hopeful elect, mind you, but the 2/3, it's just certain shit. They just can't figure out. Not eating abominable things. They have a hard time understanding that, etc., etc. All right. The fact that Eve's hair won't grow long, thick, and to cover her secret parts, she don't understand how or why it's not growing. All that growth oil and our girl stop, it's not helping. Now, sure, did the Lord, bless certain women with longer hair than others? Absolutely. But as a whole, man, our women, come on, man, they ain't got no hair. Not as it relates to being long. You know what I mean? And let me tell you, sisters, in order for your hair to be considered long by the standard of the Lord, it has to cover your secret parts. That shit touching your shoulders ain't really considered long. It's considered long because our women are so bald headed. So when they finally see a sister that got some hair, hot pressed, to her shoulder, that's like, oh my goodness, that's so long. Now, it's not really long as it relates to the perfection of Yahweh Shem Shai. Your hair is supposed to be, all the way down there, thick as well. You know what I mean? But you can't tell them nothing, man. Hey, that's why, again, Ecclesiasticus 10:18, pride was not made for men. How much more you women? All right, nor furious anger for them that are born of a woman. Starting with us, man. All right, starting with the men. All right, the Lord has taught us different ways to conduct ourselves in our home, around brother, around the inhabitants of the earth. The same thing with you women. Now we got our women in a point here in the United States where they're furious as fuck. All right, they're absolutely just angry like niggas. The whole dyke shit going on, and they just acting like niggas. Do you, bruh? Our women, so-called black women, especially in Latinas, they will bro and nigga you to death. Every other sentence, it nigga did, nigga that. They don't even talk like women. I don't find that attractive at all. It's a part of understanding that we have when it as it relates to our sisters, that they are our sisters and they're gonna talk with that, that peculiarness. But man, come on, man. All that nigga bro shit killed me, and our women are terrible at it. From the youngest to the oldest, they will bro you to death. They say bro and nigga more than we do amongst the brothers, man. Seriously, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Things are topsy-turvy, upside down, and we have to get out of here, man. Lord willing, the Lord delivers us, very, very soon. And prophecy comes to pass, because this is corny. The woman is corny, and that was the whole point of this epistle. We need to go home. We need to get out of here. We need to be delivered, because there's nothing worth holding on to. All right, what are we gonna do? Have children, from these whorish ass, weird ass women, and think that the earth is going to continue forever? Absolutely not, man. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear again to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Till next time, Shalom.